question I have is, because we can't look at it, it's only happening to other black people, but is there security in that, knowing that he's not going to snitch or he's not going to involve the authorities, right? Because they have the same street code. Whereas, like, would Pooh do it to?
I don't even think, if this is true, I don't even think Pooh was thinking like that. I think Pooh was just literally a person whose mentality is still that of the street. So this is how I know how to handle situations.
But Pooh would never do it to you because he knows that you're not going to abide by the street code. So regardless,
I don't believe that. I don't believe he would.
Really?
No, I don't believe that at all.
I thought you were positing the theory that if it's black artists do it to black executives, they wouldn't do it to white executives.
I've never seen them do it to a white executive. Well, white executives out here with the same contracts. Who do you think the black executive is learning it from?
We're gonna go straight to the topic, man. Poo Shiesty was wrong. He should have never done that. Never. You know, of course I'm speaking in hindsight. Hindsight is always what? 2020, right? But he was wrong, bro. He was wrong. It just, you don't, business is not done that way. Maybe there was a time, maybe in the movies, but it's not done this way no more. You can't just, because you feel some type of way and taking it into your own hand and assuming, oh man, I'm a thug, so he's a thug, so everything is straight. Nah, it doesn't go that way. It does not go that way. It does not go that way, because just because you won't tell doesn't mean the next person gonna follow that same rule. Because everybody got their own life going on. and remember, whenever you playing a game, remember what the rule is for both sides. And I don't know why dudes thinks the street has some type of loyalty to not telling or telling. Last time I checked, when these guys start telling on you because you did something personal to them, you humiliate them, and that's how it goes. Because at the end of the day, they're still human. They're still human, man. You know what I mean? So now I'm looking at it, I'm thinking like, hey, so what are we doing? Why would you? Well, not even why would you? It just the mindset, man. Because I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. Since everybody is giving Gucci the benefit of the doubt, I will give Poo Shiesty the benefit of the doubt of, okay, so I guess he's young, just came from jail. Now we talking about millions of dollars, I see. Projection maybe 100 million in concert revenue, and you just never know. We all, whatever's going on, he was the next street dude since, you know, Lil Durk went in, and YB's in out of jail. We don't know if he's gonna stay in and out. Hey, we at least thought we was gonna get Poo Shiesty for at least a year. At least a couple years. A couple years before he died, because that's what these YNs, I don't know, like, they think rap is just for a year. They gotta die, be martyrs, and keep it going. So so the way I look at it, man, what I'm looking at right now is saying the mindset. We gotta step up the mindset, man. Because without a mindset, we lose, man. Every day, all day, we lose. We're gonna lose, and we talking about business. We're not talking about the street corner business. Street corner business is one thing. When we talking about music business, even though it's a lot of so-called street dudes in there, you still abide by the same laws of, you know, regular corporate world, because that's you know, these are big entities. You know what I mean? So you dealing with Atlantic and all of them. They under a brand that's gonna tell them like, yo, hey, we gonna cut the check. We'll cut the check. Everything gotta be reported. You know, there's always gonna be some type of cheating going on, but overall, there's gotta be some type of reporting. So now we talking about mindset. We talking about mindset, man. We talking about impulse control, man. You gotta have impulse control, man. You got to have impulse control. Impulse control, man. You cannot lose control whenever you feel like it. You gotta have impulse control, man. you reacting instead of thinking. Nah, you gotta learn to relax, especially in these businesses. The minute you react, you just showed your hand. Remember, you playing poker. You remember what Jay-Z said? He said, man, in the courtroom. He said, no, not in the courtroom. He said he's surrounded by vultures, man. You swim among the sharks. Can you swing among the sharks and still be calm and safe? And people see you. You could be shrewd as you want, but you can't show that your shrewdness will come from some type of violence or something, because now you just showed your hand. You just show you don't belong here. You know, and that's the whole thing. It's like, so do you belong? Do you belong in this arena? Yeah, you could be on the street doing all whatever you want to do, but we talking about that's not the corner. I think I heard 50 Cent said, he said, man, you know, on the street, you know exactly what it is and all that. But he said, but this music thing, it's somebody, they'll be smiling at your face while they taking it, you know, taking it from you. Like they'll just take it and smile in your face. You what you gonna do? Take them to court, have your lawyers call their lawyers, and that's how that works. That's how it works. We talking about big business. We talking about millions of dollars. We talking about where you don't know, you know, you getting smiley faces all day. And if you can't control yourself, you can't even last in this game, man. Then we talking about pride and ego. We talking about your pride and ego. What? You better calm down. Your pride and ego, bro. Are you kidding me right now? That's gotta go. You feeling disrespected? You need to prove something to somebody? You better know your environment. Know your environment. You better know your environment. You think it's a game, huh? You gotta know your environment. You gotta know the terrain you playing in. All that you feel you need to prove something. The only thing you need to prove is to prove to yourself that you could stay calm in times when you do want to do something. But then you dealing with paranoia and distrust, and you assuming, you know, betrayal before confirming facts. Come on now. Poo Shiesty had you felt some type of way. You felt like the man played you. Hey man, a phone call of, you know, sometimes, yo man, your emotions, man. Call a man and say, yo man, you hurt me. Yeah, yo, that, yeah. Yeah. Yo, you know what's crazy, man? That would have hurt him more, because you coming home and saying, man, I love you, but man, you hurt me though, man. I went out the contract, man, because I thought we had love, but we don't. Because you betrayed me, man. You did something to me that, you know, it's okay. You know, it's speaking up, man. Speak up, man, and still be able to get money together, because technically you still gonna be signed to them, and technically y'all gonna be stuck together, technically, because y'all gonna be making money together, maybe forever, because y'all had something together. Y'all had success together. So it's like having a child. Y'all had a career. The career was a child. That was your first child. You know what I'm saying? So you have a first child. Y'all have a first child. You know, the album, the singles, and all that. Everything went well. You go to jail, come home. Now you got a whole new thing going on, and based on your paranoia and distrust, you react instead of you know, being a grown man, being a businessman as opposed to be a thug, right? You gotta be business minded, because you're a businessman now. You heard what Jay-Z said. I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. He's a business. You are a business. People is looking to you You have a product. Your product is there. It's selling. They're paying you millions of dollars to consume your product. They're paying you millions of dollars to for ownership of your product. To rent your product, because eventually you will own your product. But you know that's how it goes. So, but that's the thing, man. I think the mindset. I think Poo Shiesty lost that mindset, man. He lost it based upon he allowing his emotions to overcome his intellect, you know? You gotta have, that survival mindset. You moving with that survival mindset. You're not surviving now. Man, you thriving. Yeah, you went to jail behind some stupid something, but you came home thriving. But then you went right back to surviving again. Survival mindset. Now you gotta survive. Oh man, I'm just surviving. You know what I mean? That's that slavery mentality, man. You know what I mean? Like now you talking about you gotta survive. You wasn't surviving before. Man, you was thriving. You know what I mean? We listening to the song. They offering you money. You know what I mean? They telling you, hey man, we got a bag for you. And of course, we got a bag for you, but we got a bag for your boss too, or for your partner, because you're through him. You know, that's what they saying. Like, yo, man, through him, boom. Now we got something going on. He gotta eat too. He gonna be eat. That's how it is. I've heard this before. Like, being in a business, they said business is like the horse and jockey, man. Horse and jockey. You got the horse, you got the jockey riding the horse, man. Y'all gonna go there together. Yeah, the horse is whatever the horse is, the horse. The jockey is gonna be the one stirring, whatever it is. But how they got there, both together, the jockey and the horse. So now, whichever role you're gonna play it, but you play it to the T, You don't get mad because why? You don't you decided, you said, all right, man, I'm gonna be the horse. You know what I'm saying? We gonna go to the top with it. Cool. Now when it's time to reap the money that y'all put together, then you put a monkey wrench into it. You know what I'm saying? And I think for Poo Shiesty, man, he had he had a lack of self-awareness, man. He didn't know the role of his position, man. He didn't understand how much not control, but more of the positioning of he had the power that he had. He had leverage, man. So much leverage that he could have said, hey man, instead of him having 10, 15, I want him to only have 5. And you know what? Depending on how bad they wanted Poo, they probably been like, you know what? Yeah, we gonna work on it. If you're able to perform, perform like you're supposed to, then hey, we can get that done. You see what I mean? So that's the issue here. I think Poo Shiesty, he lost that. He lost his he didn't have enough awareness to understand who he is, man. Who he is, what he is. You know what I mean? Because he still was thinking street. You know what I mean? He didn't think about his leverage on a business sense, where it's like they'll give you what you want. Because you have an audience and you got a name. Your audience is, it's so hard to, you can have good music, but if you don't got that, the people believe in it, believing that, hey man, this guy right here, we respect them, people won't buy it. Obviously, they saw something. They already did their projection, their business projection. They see you, they're like, yo, he next to go. He the next one to go. He's the next one that's he's gonna be the one making us some millions. Cause you see, you worrying about you getting yours, they're worrying about they getting theirs too. And they're gonna make sure you get yours, but you know, at the same time, see, you worrying about cutting out those because you feeling like they're taking your money. But you didn't say that about the white man, because the white man definitely getting their cut. The white man definitely getting their cut. But see, you getting in your feelings. When you get into your feelings, you thinking, you know, you owe me, cause why? Cause he black. He black like you. He owes you. Why didn't your label do it? Why, you know what I mean? Like, why didn't you put that much pressure on them? Like, why do you feel like this dude was your boss? He wasn't your peer. That's your boss. He put you on. You signed to him. And then maybe y'all became business partners, but come on, you come out, you know, that's the entitlement, man. Came out with some entitlement, and now, you know what I'm saying, believing you owe something without earning it. You wanted him to do certain things for you, and y'all not even like that. And ain't nothing wrong with that, because now you're home. You see, the best way to pay back is through your success. You know what I mean? You get your success, and when he wants something, then you tell him, man, nah, I'm good, because you didn't hold me down. But you don't. Now you react. Now you look like the bad guy. You look like the dummy, because you went and threw away your career base because you feeling painful. You in pain, so you take your pain out, and now you leave out. What you leaving with? With years in jail. You know what I'm saying? You know, but here's the thing, man, we gotta learn to handle tensions without escalations, man. We can't be fighting every minute. We feel like some type of thing. We gotta fight about it. Nah, we gotta play the role, man. We gotta play the role. You're a businessman now. You play business wise. You know, you keep the people you trust around you, and those you don't trust, those will be the people. Okay, I play you from a distance. I don't, you know what I mean? We in business together. You see, that's the thing. Street dudes, they be thinking, man, I ain't gonna be surrounded by fake people. Yeah, you are. If you're gonna be in business, if you're gonna be in the corporate world, you're gonna be surrounded by fake people all day. You hear this all the time. Yo, people in the business is shady. In the music business is shady. They fake, and you hear that all the time. There's no way you're gonna be making money without being surrounded by fake people, because there's people gonna be smiling in your face, but they want your spot. There's people gonna smile in your face, they want to rob you. There's people in your, and not talking about with guns, but I'm talking about they want to rob you without a gun, and you ain't gonna do nothing about it. You probably won't even know about it. Look at, you know, Floyd Mayweather right now. He talking that like, yo, man, I didn't know, yo, my money funny, yo, I don't know. Like, he's naming names now, because he felt like, yo, they took his money from him. You remember Tyson, you know, the toughest guy in the world. Most people scared of him. He was using physicality and all this nonsense, right? Man, they was robbing him blind. This dude, man, he was being robbed blind because people was because they knew he was so tough and all that. People just came with fake love on him, and they was taking money right under his nose and even know it. And by the time he realized it, this dude was broke. So all that tough talk ain't, man, look, even Suge Knight. Think about Suge Knight. As all this tough you talking about, money was taken from him, right? Taken without being physical, though. You see the difference? You in the business world now. You gotta get your paperwork right. You got to get your lawyers upon your lawyers to look over your accountants, to other accountants to look at what this accountant is doing, because this is, you dealing with millions of dollars. You dealing with you knowing how to handle tension, when knowing how to handle tension without fights and all that. You know what I mean? You know, you gotta also have your contract, you know, your contract literacy, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand your deals. You gotta know what the paperwork says, man. Like, who's to tell me what the paperwork say, man? Read it to me. You know what I'm saying? In this day and age, man, you could get Chat GPT or any other GPTs to read it to you and tell you in the 5th grade to tell you what this means. What is this saying to me? Or get somebody to really explain it to you, man. Your financial literacy, man. You gotta get that done too, man. You just don't bug out and just lose millions of dollars based upon your feelings. You know, you gotta know how money works, man. Your communication skills, man. You gotta know how to speak, man. Speak, man. Speak. If you speak and speak, you know, speak. Let it be known, man. I'm unhappy with this, man. This is what I'm doing. I'm moving on, man. And all this extra stuff, man. You know, and make sure if you feel like you're gonna do something, man, let me stay home, man. Let my lawyers talk about that, man. You go meet with this dude and to go do something to him. Now you do it to him, and now you expect out of all these people that's in there to not say nothing, and you gonna blame him for everything. No, you gonna blame yourself. We take responsibility of our actions, man. That's how it works. This is why you should have never done it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta maintain your business alliances, man. I look at that. You think people gonna want to do business with you? Nah, you scaring the industry, man. You took it to one of the dudes that went through it, and he went through it to the point where he had to humble himself. He couldn't even be who he used to be. You understand that? Because people did not want to be around him. If you ever listen to Gucci will say, man, remember when people were saying don't be around him? Now I'm doing better. Now they gotta apologize. No, we don't have to apologize because you was on something crazy and now you got better and good for you. But people that you did wrong to, they didn't forget. You know what I'm saying? So when Poo Shiesty, you gotta understand, man, that's for anybody that's coming up, man. Y'all don't just, you go do something like that, people not gonna want to do nothing with you. They might smile in your face, but they definitely not gonna want to do business with you because you're not predictable. You unpredictable, so they think you might do something to them, and that's just how it goes, man. All right, y'all, man. Let me know what y'all think about this, man. All right, man. Peace.